Welcome back to Starting Point on TVRI World. Still with me, Siska Becker, my partner Uli Herdi, and also our guest will be joining us for a discussion about the history of Youth Pledge Day. I'm sensing a very exciting discussion ahead for us.
I'm sensing that as well. Kang Asep Kambali is here with us, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here, Kang Asep.
Welcome back
Welcome
to
back.
Starting Point.
Yeah,
it's an honor for me.
It's our honor. So let me do the prologue first,
please.
probably. Okay. Indonesia celebrates the 95th anniversary of the Youth Pledge Day on October 28. The event played an important role in garnering spirits of youths then when the Dutch Indies the then Dutch Indies to unite, which years later led to the proclamation of a nation named Indonesia. Now, to get to know more on core ideas of the Youth Pledge and its relevance for today, we will talk to Kang Asep Kambali, founder of the Indonesian History Community. Kang Asep, thank you for being here. So before we dive in about this today's topic, I do probably tell our viewers about the Indonesian History Community, Kang Asep.
My community was founded in 2003.
2003, so it's been quite a long time. It's been 20 years.
20 years already.
Okay.
Yeah, we have 27,000 members.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
Indonesian and abroad.
27,000 members. Okay.
Starting in 2003 in March 22. Until now we have creating many programs for history exploration, museum exploration. We have our favorite program is Sleepover at the Museum.
Sleepover at the museum. That is very interesting. I think there's a film, with that title, A Night at the Museum or something.
Inspired by Ben Stiller, Night at the Museum.
I see.
In 2009, I think this is the first in the world. I think we creating literally sleep at the museum.
So usually that's for young children or the youths or the younger generations to be more closer to the history by doing all that.
We have a formula for the young generation because there is a gap between museum and people, also the young generation. So we become like a breaker, a gap breaker. Gap breaker, and then make a connecting opportunity between museum and then with people. So we're creating a new era, the new era program. So like we more close with the young people also, and then like different angle. Not common.
To make it more interesting,
that is interesting.
and more exciting
for the youth as well. They probably love that idea.
Exactly, because museums for young people is not seen as the most exciting option to get entertainment, right? So that's what you're trying to provide to them.
When we actually visiting museum in a daylight. So when how can we visiting museum in the night? So this is the challenge. This is the chance for everyone.
That must be exciting, for young people, the youth to sleep over at the museum. The youth are loving that as well. I'm sure.
So you've managed to make museum visits less boring, and I would say you've also managed quite successfully to make history less boring as well. So make it interesting today, Kang Asep, as we talk about Youth Pledge Day.
That sounds like a lot of pressure,
Please do, that's why you're here. So before we talk in details about the pledge itself, about the actors involved, maybe first you can set the scene for us. How was Indonesia in 1928? How was it like? How was the atmosphere? What was the mood of the people?
In 1928, so many students with teenage age, and then they creating like a congress. Then thinking the concept of the nation. So they come from various background,
different
tribes,
parts of Indonesia,
organization, and actually they are boarding houses children.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
And then the important thing, they making out committed to make a nation that capable to unite all differences.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
probably the beginning of people who starting to have ideas about what Indonesia is, because before that, probably people
Yeah.
are not really thinking about the unity of Indonesia. So
Yeah.
that kickstart the
Yeah.
whole thing, right?
Yeah,
What
because
prompted it? I mean, was life not good under the Dutch colonialism? What made them think that, I think we can do better than this? I think Indonesia should be a nation.
Was it education? Was
Yeah.
it were
Yes.
these people or the educated youths of the
Yeah.
day?
Yeah.
Exactly.
actually this is starting from Budi Utomo organization.
Oh, I
okay.
see.
Yeah, because
So from 1908,
yeah,
actually, it
Budi
started.
Utomo has committed to get the education by crowdfunding
Oh,
for
really?
students like beasiswa, right?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Then from that, they thinking about the if we get school here because our family is rich.
Yeah.
So there are so many young generation.
So the Budi Utomo
they
at
don't-
first was the elite of Indonesians
Yes,
back
yes.
then.
They were
Yes.
like
You
the
know, they
pria
were,
here,
they were
right?
the educated people, and they
Yes.
want to
And
bring.
they aware about the nation, about their nation, their colonialized
Okay,
by
yeah.
the Dutch.
So they want to use their sort of say their privilege to be able to do more for the
Yeah.
country, so that more people will be more
Yeah.
educated at that
Yeah,
time.
for awakening,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we need more students, more people with the
okay.
awareness about the
Yeah, yeah.
how to free the nation.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
before the Congress, many students make a group, for the ethnic,
Yeah.
by the ethnic.
Oh.
So
but
this is.
not united as a nation. So
Yes,
usually.
Not yet.
There is no Indonesian
Yeah.
before
Yet.
the Congress.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
Indonesian nation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Indonesian nation.
Even the concept was not familiar yet.
That is like
Just bunch of islands.
yes, Mary Ellen Nusantara. Yeah, we call
Yeah.
Nusantara,
It was-
Hindia Belanda
yeah.
at the time. So the students creating the concept,
Okay.
a nation that capable to work together
Yeah.
to collaborate.
Yeah.
And the name is Indonesia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is amazing, realizing how powerful an idea
Yeah.
could be,
Exactly.
an idea when it's there in the world and people start to agree of the idea, and then it becomes a nation, it becomes Indonesia. Indonesia was a concept
Yes.
back then, before that there was no concept of Indonesia, but after that,
Yeah.
and then people start to be more aware about the possibility of us being united as a country. So that is
Yes.
so interesting.
Yeah. So in the Indonesian concept must be put in our head.
Yeah.
Every time, every day, because we have 17,500 islands,
Yeah.
1,000 and more than 1,300 tribes
Okay.
or ethnic groups, and then six religions,
Yeah.
and then 187 believers. So the diversity in the Indonesian diversity is undeniable.
Yeah.
So this is like how to make unity in diversity. So we have at the 1945 we have Pancasila.
Yes.
So this is like the founding fathers is the young generation,
Yeah.
teenage. Teenage.
Yeah.
At the time of the
At
Youth
that-
Pledge Day.
yeah.
Oh, and then they grew up to be the founding fathers.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah.
That's like the timeline of the history.
Yeah.
Going back to that pivotal day in the nation's history in 1928 at the Youth Pledge Day, we know now, we memorize it by heart since our school years. One motherland, one nation, and one unifying language, Indonesia. Could you tell us how did that come about? How did they decide on that particular pledge? Why did they choose those words? Why those diction? Do you know any history behind it?
Yeah, we know today Muhammad Yamin.
Okay.
Muhammad Yamin is Minang's people.
Yeah.
Minang
okay.
people.
From
he
West
is-
From West
Sumatra.
Yeah, from West Sumatra. He is the Congress secretary.
Oh, okay.
So he compiling the text of oath youth pledge.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
he creating the words very very creative, and also the diction is is like perfect. The principle
is,
about
right?
the concept unity. Yeah.
It's just a saying, but it gets all the key messages. I think
Yes.
Muhammad Yamin was probably Indonesia's first copywriter.
Oh,
that
so-
was really successful
So
with his work.
he's one of the key people
Yeah.
in that historical movement. So
Yeah.
besides him, who are the
Yeah.
other key persons?
There is like Muhammad Husni Tamrin.
Okay.
Yeah, we know he is a hero from Jakarta.
Okay.
So the Muhammad Husni Tamrin become name of street.
The street,
very
yeah,
big.
one of the
yeah.
major.
At the time, Muhammad Husni Tamrin come from perkumpulan orang Betawi. So like Betawi
Jakartans.
ethnic group. Yeah, Betawi
Okay,
ethnic group.
yeah.
From Jakarta.
From
So
Jakarta.
local hero.
Now Jakarta. Back then was
Batavia.
Batavia, yes. Batavia become Betawi. Yeah. Batavia, Batavia, Betawi,
And then
Betawi.
Betawi,
Yeah. Like
so-
Java become.
So the
Yeah.
name Betawi was actually from the name of the city Batavia.
Yes,
And the
yes.
name of the city Batavia is the name that was given by the Dutch people.
Yes.
And then it got
In 1619.
1619, and then it got absorbed into the local
Yeah.
language, and it becomes the Betawi tribe.
Yeah,
But
Betawi
it-
tribes,
but
yeah.
it was actually the name of given by the Dutch.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Ahmad Tamrin, representative from Betawi at the Congress in the youth pledge,
Okay.
and then post youth pledge,
Okay.
Ahmad Tamrin become member of the House of Representative Dutch colony.
Oh,
So
he did.
yes, he
Okay.
joining as a member of the House of Representative DPR. At the time we call Volksraad, Dewan
Oh.
Rakyat. Yeah.
Okay.
But the Dutch government.
Yes, the Dutch government. He joined that, and then he fight for village, perbaikan, which perbaikan. Improvement
So he
village,
was one
yeah.
of the few Indonesians that is in the circle, actually. Yeah,
Yes.
There's one of the elite. Yeah, there's probably not many Indonesians have that kind of
Yeah. Influence. Yeah.
Yes. that they'll be able to.
Ahmad Tamrin using bahasa Indonesia, so he creating the language faculty for the first time become Fakultas Bahasa in University of Indonesia now.
Oh, interesting.
So he fight for the language of bahasa, yeah, for the bahasa,
Okay.
and then he fighting also for the improvement the village.
Yeah.
He make pipes to the houses like a PDAM. PDAM,
For water?
ledeng, yeah, ledeng. So he make creating the
Ladang, is
Okay.
that
Ladang,
Dutch?
yeah.
Is the Dutch language?
yeah. I think the
Is
Dutch
it?
language,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
ledeng.
Wow.
yeah.
So
A lot
he
of
was,
contributions, yeah.
Yeah. So he was really into politics at that time. Not only he was one of the people who created the youth pledge along with other key players, but also he was one of the political people in the Dutch political system back then in Indonesia.
Yep.
So how did the Dutch was treating him at that time?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Ahmad Tamrin is not only Betawi, the original Betawi. His grandfather is from British.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is the
I
like
just
bangsawan.
knew this.
Yeah,
Seriously?
yeah.
So his grandfather was
British.
a British
Okay.
person.
Yeah.
So he had like British
Oh,
blood. He
okay.
had British
Yeah, British
heritage.
blood.
Carry
Yeah.
on, please. This is so interesting.
So maybe that's
Yeah.
why he was accepted in the circle.
Yeah, the blasteran. Yeah.
Oh, so he has
From the looks,
he's like you know. You know, she's half German, you know.
but born and raised in Indonesia.
Right.
Yeah,
And then
yeah, yeah.
continue, please, Kang Asep. And then
And then in the Congress, the participant of the Congress is also come from ethnic group from Arab and
Who was that?
yeah, Abdurrahman Baswedan.
Oh.
The grandfather from Anies Baswedan.
Oh,
yeah,
so that's the grandfather
national
of-
hero. National hero
The
from
grandfather of
Indonesia.
Anis Baswedan back
Yes.
then was the one of the
Also-
key players that
Yeah,
created
Abdurrahman
the,
Baswedan.
the
Okay.
youth pledge.
Yeah, the participant.
Okay.
Yeah, and also joined for the declaration about the youth pledge.
Wow.
And then five people from Chinese ethnic Chinese.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from Chinese and also from around the Nusantara and
Yeah.
from Aceh to Ambon and Papua also.
So-
It's amazing to think
Yeah.
that they could get all these people from different parts of
Yeah, I was
Indonesia
just gonna-
so far apart.
Right.
There was no social media.
Right.
Telecommunication was very minimal.
Yeah.
How did they manage to do that, Kang Asep?
Yeah, the preparation actually starting 1 year before. So they make some of meetings, yeah, with the boarding houses children here. So they come from around the Nusantara,
Yeah.
from Hindia Belanda, but
Different
actually,
islands as well.
Yeah, different island also, and then they boarding houses children here.
Oh.
So they declare the oath of youth pledge in the boarding house.
In the boarding house.
Yeah, and the
okay.
boarding house today is museum of the youth pledge now.
I see.
Yeah, become museum.
It becomes
So
a
the
museum
boarding
now.
house. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Where the youth pledge was
Yeah.
actually pledged.
So they
was
were
the
well.
place.
They were
They were-
friends, you know.
Yeah.
So they were like
okay.
probably writing to one another.
Yeah.
At that
Yeah.
time, I
Yeah.
imagine.
The point is, they are students,
Okay.
teenage,
Yeah.
and then come from around archipelago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then from many ethical groups, and then mostly they boarding houses children, and then
Okay.
declare the oath of youth pledge in the
So by boarding houses, does it mean? Are you saying it's like
Kos-kosan, yeah.
Kos-kos. Oh,
okay.
so they're not staying with the parents anymore.
Yeah, no, without parents.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
They've come from their original
But they all
places
stay.
to
But they all stay in Jakarta.
Yeah, in Jakarta.
Yeah.
You mean so? Oh, so they travel from their. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
home-
At the
From their
time,
respective
so many
places.
boarding houses rent for newcomer,
Yeah.
students, yeah.
So they
Okay.
probably, I imagine. You know,
Until now.
Until now, yes. I imagine they were like sitting together, all these educated, young, educated youth, and they're just like discussing about the future and everything.
Actually, I have a question.
Okay.
Okay.
How about the young generation today in the boarding houses? So what they doing?
in kos-kosan today.
Yes,
I wonder about that as well.
teenage also,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
In 1928, they were pledging for the
Yeah.
unity of our nation.
Yeah,
What are they
yeah.
pledging about now,
So,
right?
do you think that the youth pledge that we just talked about, it's so interesting? Is it still relevant to today's era of the young? And you were saying, you were asking questions about, back then the youth, they were like staying, talk about the future of Indonesia, the possibility, and then how about the youth of today, probably in boarding houses, just hanging out and talking about we don't know what.
Yeah.
So, how is it still
Eating
relevant?
instant noodles.
Ramen. How is it still
Yeah.
relevant? What do you think?
Yeah, today when we commemorating the youth pledge 19 and 28, this is like decreasing in the meaning. So we mostly creating event for commemorating this youth pledge
Okay.
with the irrelevant event. So
Okay.
like bicycling,
okay.
decoration competition,
Which has
Yeah.
nothing to do.
yeah, bazaar, like people festival.
Which is
so,
nice.
Yeah.
But
but
yeah.
it's not exploring the history, exploring the meaning, the value
Yeah.
about the
Right.
youth pledge.
The
Right.
background,
yeah.
everything that has happened before that
we,
prompted.
we cannot get the point, the message
Yeah.
Okay.
from the past. You're like,
All right.
yeah.
What is the point then? What do you think should be conveyed
Yeah.
to youths today about the Youth Pledge Day?
If we want Indonesian state still exist in the future, so we have the young generation also fight for maintaining the old unity in the diversity.
The values.
So the value is
Okay.
how we maintaining
Okay.
the unity in
So,
diversity.
what kind of events that are you suggesting would be more suitable for?
Yeah. In my experience with my family, with my community, we creating like visiting museum. Yeah,
Okay.
we make a museum walking around the museum.
Okay.
We make a sleepover at the museum.
Oh,
We
okay.
make like a hero makeup competition.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is really
And also
interesting.
reenactment. with the-
Reenactment.
We should
Oh.
dive in
Yeah,
about that
All right.
later on.
Okay.
Go into details because this is really interesting.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
But we're going to take a short break
Yeah.
now, but don't go anywhere. Kang Asep Kambali will be back after the short break on Starting Point.
Welcome back to Starting Point. We are having such an interesting conversation today with Kang Asep Kambali, a historian, and we're talking about Youth Pledge Day. And earlier we talked about how to make events on Youth Pledge Day still relevant to the youth of today. And Kang Asep has some suggestions.
Yes.
So what do we do, Kang Asep, for...
Yeah, mostly year by year we make like Napaktilas Sumpah Pemuda. So it's like a youth pledge walkthrough.
Yeah. Like
In the-
reliving all the
yeah.
key moments.
So what do you
on
do?
that
What do you
day.
do?
Because there is different three place.
Okay.
For the first meeting in the Catholic Jongenlingen. Like
What is
today,
that?
today is the Santa Ursula school.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
near
in
Sarina
the
building.
Juanda.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
in the Juanda Street.
Yeah, near the
Okay.
cathedral.
Yeah, in the
Oh,
near
near
from
the cathedral.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was the first...
The first place for meeting for
the
Congress.
Congress.
Yeah.
Oh,
Meeting
in the
there is three,
in the
yeah.
school that today.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And now in Santa Ursula
What
school.
what happened during at that day?
Yeah, they make a meeting and then present the speakers from various field, talking about the current issue at the time. Yeah, like
Okay.
how we can facing this
All the challenges they're
Yeah,
facing
yeah,
as a
challenging. Yes,
colonized
yes.
I am
country.
fascinated by this story.
I know, and young people, right?
And then the important thing,
Yeah.
they talking also about the woman role. About the
really?
woman role.
That's quite
So-
progressive,
Yes.
considering it's
Yeah, because
1928.
the thinking about
Yeah.
the nation character building.
Okay.
So we need woman. We need mother. We
Okay.
yeah, we need,
Yeah.
and we
They have important role in
yeah,
ensuring that this
yeah.
movement can
Wow.
go on and be sustainable.
and the second place in the Java Os bioskop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, near
This is on the
from-
same day, though.
Yes, but different
Different time.
different time.
Okay.
The bioscope has destroyed.
Okay.
Become maybe in Mahkamah Agung.
Oh.
Mahkamah Agung and
Mahkamah Agung today
Palace. Yeah, in the
Used to
Jokowi
be
Palace. Yeah.
Used to be bioscope
Yes,
back in the
yes.
day. Okay.
So they had a meeting there.
There
Okay.
in the bioscope.
That is just mind blowing to imagine how clandestine it must be at that time.
Yeah,
you know, they're
exactly.
moving from
Yeah.
One place to
place
another.
and then at the movie
Yeah.
theater. That is
Can you imagine this? This
Yeah.
is the teenage,
Yeah.
the teenage, and hundreds, like 700 participants. So
Wow.
they
No social
find,
media, Uli.
yeah, wow.
They have to find the place with
Yeah.
the big size.
And how they
for the
managed
meeting.
to gather all these people and talk about
Yeah.
ideas and not just, simple ideas. It's like ideas.
Yeah.
I wonder if they realized that what they
You know-
were doing was the
Yeah.
seat of
Yeah.
Indonesia.
Would have such an
the-
impact
Yeah.
on
The creator about this Congress is children of the bangsawan, children of bupati,
Okay,
children
of the nobles, at that time,
so
yeah.
so it's easy to find the place to
okay.
pay the.
they do have the influence and they have the means to do that.
yeah.
But I imagine at that time there must be like
So
some people from the Dutch government watching this
Yes,
movement
of
because it
course,
involves
of
so
course.
many people.
There is a
so they have to
PED.
be very careful,
What is
right?
yeah, there is a payday. It's like policy deans, like dinas polisi,
Like secret police.
Yeah, the secret police from the Dutch, and then
Okay.
also come from also presents like the government like kelurahan. So yeah, so many government,
Yeah.
local government
Okay.
also attending the Congress.
They did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
They invited the government from the center of the government
And the
then
Dutch were
and the
okay with
local,
this?
yeah, because this is like discussion. This is like a conference.
Oh.
Okay, so the Dutch was, maybe we'll let this one slide. I don't think this would cause any problem.
Yeah, this is-
Little did they know.
Yeah.
This is a youth
woke up
congress,
potential- yeah.
not
Okay.
not separatist congress. So
Oh,
yeah.
that was smart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
like
yeah, that's
education,
clever.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
And
I
social
see.
because they have a agenda for a carnival. Yeah.
Oh, there's also a carnival
Yeah,
happening
in the
to
evening.
masquerade the,
Yeah, in
the real purpose.
yeah, but the carnival was
I love it.
declined because the
Oh.
time is not suitable for the carnival at the
okay,
time.
okay.
So, and the third place in the Deir boarding house.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Which
So-
were
in
was
the
it?
Kramat Street,
Okay.
106, Kramat 6,
Is it a big
106.
building or a house?
Yeah,
or?
this is not too big, but maybe 1 until 200. So
Okay.
this meeting held in the night, in the 17 and 30 p.m.
I see.
17 and 30
Okay.
p.m. So they declare the oath of the youth pledge in that area.
Okay, in the third place,
yeah,
in the
in the
boarding
third
house,
place,
is
in
where
the
the
boarding
youth
houses.
pledge
Yeah.
was formally announced.
Is it still there?
It's more private. Yeah,
And
like
the-
a conclusion of the
okay.
And the
At the
buildings
end.
are they still there, or is
Yeah.
it?
yeah.
It's the museum now.
Yeah, become
Oh,
become
okay.
a museum.
Oh, okay.
So in this boarding house, it's different with the boarding house now. It's different because at the time there is a pool, a billiard pool.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the boarding house for the for
Okay.
high
Say,
At that time, we imagine
High end.
For the
only
affluent,
the
yeah.
affluent has access to a pool table.
yeah.
So
Asep, I also want to know, I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
Uli.
Go ahead, go
So
ahead.
from all these three places, which was the place where the participants and Indonesians in that effect heard for the first time Indonesia Raya
Yes.
played by W.R. Supratman using only his violin at that time? This is the year and the moment where Indonesia Raya was first performed, right?
Yes, this youth congress and then declaring the youth pledge in at the time. This is the perfect principle was creating by the youth.
Okay.
So he also put the Indonesian national anthem for the first time.
Yeah.
Because they need the spirit there
Yeah.
from the song.
Yeah.
But this is only instrumental only.
No
lyrics.
Not, not with lyric. Yeah,
At that time.
without lyrics
Yeah.
because
What was the
because
reason?
the lyric is there is words merdeka.
Okay.
So it's like a separatist movement. So the participant at the Congress committed to only instrumental. not
Okay.
It was
without
safer that way.
A safer
for the safer.
option.
But
Okay.
but after the Congress in 1933, this song was transferred to Piringan Hitam. What's
Vinyl.
Vinyl,
to the vinyl, and then Y.R. Supratman as creator,
composer,
the
yeah.
composer from this song was arrested by the Dutch.
Oh.
Because of his music, because of his work, because of Indonesia Raya.
Yes, because
But
the
his
Indonesia
music
Raya.
did move a lot of people's heart.
I can
back
only
then.
imagine.
Can you
And there are
imagine?
three stanza,
Yeah.
that is the part,
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that also.
Yeah, and-
So if our viewers are interested about this and want to know more about your movement, and they probably are now feel like they want to join the
Yeah.
walkthrough that you were just talking about. So do you have any Instagram or any social media that people could access?
Yeah, everyone can find our social media in the Google at Komunitas Historia, and
Komunitas
also
Historia.
also in
Okay.
Instagram and TikTok and many social media.
Okay.
So it's very simple because we have footprint, in the digital.
Digital footprint,
So
yeah.
many footprint in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
digital.
yeah,
So it's all
from
over
our
the internet.
community.
So just go to Komunitas Historia. It's
Yeah.
everywhere. It's on Instagram. It's on TikTok.
And verified also.
And very
Verified, okay.
yeah.
Very
For free,
important
for
to
free.
For
add.
free. Yeah. So
We didn't pay for the
Yeah, we
verification.
don't pay.
Okay, good to add. Good
Oh
to
my
know.
goodness.
Kang Asep.
And everyone can subscribe to our Instagram.
Ah, okay.
That's true. There's so
Yeah.
many interesting ideas, so many interesting facts that you will find out. We met Kang Asep like a few years back, and
Yeah.
after meeting him, we got inspired to know more about history as well. So
Yeah.
hopefully you will feel the same when you
Actually,
follow Komunitas Historia.
I have the quote.
Okay,
Go ahead.
yes, Kang Asep. Make this your closing statement. Yeah.
As I said before, if Indonesian state want to continue to exist in the future, then who are alive today must unite and fight to maintain the oath of unity in diversity, because that is the meaning and the important value of the 1928 Youth Pledge. A rainbow wouldn't be beautiful if it only consisted of one color. Why are we called Indonesia? Because we are Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. Get to know our respective histories and culture, care for, recognize, and respect each of this difference, because a feeling of love for Indonesia will grow up in our mind in the future.
Amazing. Merdeka, Kang Asep.
That is so amazing.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Kang Asep, thank you so
Thank you
much
so much.
Yeah.
for making
You're
your
welcome.
time
Pleasure.
once again.
Yeah.
Invigorated our
Yeah.
love of history, our love
Yeah.
of nation. It's truly a privilege, actually. I think
Yeah.
from now on, whenever I sing Indonesia
Yeah,
Raya, I
I'll
will
be
not
waiting
feel
for
the
the
same.
next invitation.
Oh, yes,
Definitely.
for sure.
Definitely, indeed. So there you have it. Once again, go follow their social medias, Komunitas Historia.
Historia,
Yes.
So you will find interesting facts about Indonesia, and that's true. The more you know about the country, the more you love the country, because
Yes.
you feel close to it. It becomes dear to your heart. So, yeah.
Yeah, very well. Absolutely. I also feel it. At least I want to
Yeah.
Google about Youth Pledge Day after this to know more about this historic day.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So thank you so much for
Yeah.
joining us for this Friday edition of Starting Point. We wish you a great weekend ahead. Maybe you can celebrate Youth Pledge Day tomorrow
Yes.
in the best way possible. But we'll see you again next week. Until then, take care. And for now, goodbye.